Welcome back to Showbiz Tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm AJ Hammer, and tonight it's an explosive Showbiz countdown. Women who cheat.
You know, we could end this now and no one would get hurt.
Well, I think if we ended this now, I get hurt.
So no matter what, someone gets hurt?
Maybe not. Maybe we'll get tired of each other.
God, I hope I get tired of you.
Memories. Those are scenes from the 2002 movie Unfaithful, starring Diane Lane as a wife who has a sexy tryst with a French stranger. A lot of women love that movie, but are women less likely to be forgiven for infidelity in real life? Oh yeah, we know about the Jessies and the Tigers and the Ashtons, but what about the sexy heartbreakers who crushed their men's hearts and made them suffer public international shame? Well, tonight we are counting down the top 5 women whose cheating scandals shocked us, but which will be number 1? Kicking off our countdown to number 5, Kristen Stewart's steamy rendezvous with her married director Rupert Sanders. Now, the latest reports are that Kristen did not have sex with the director, but, you know, whatever the case, Kristen got busted with pictures plastered all over the tabloids. Her never-confirmed longtime boyfriend, Robert Pattinson, has reportedly moved out of their home, and now the world is waiting to see if the other shoe drops and Rob actually dumps Kristen, if they were, in fact, ever really together. With me in New York tonight, Noel Biederman. He is the founder and CEO of AshleyMadison.com. That's the dating site for people looking for extramarital affairs. Also with me, Siggy Flicker. She's a relationship expert, matchmaker, and the star of VH1's Why Am I Still Single? And so many people are shocked that she cheated on him. Now, Noel, I know you must have stats on this. From your experience, is it really that unusual for women to be the cheaters?
Absolutely not. You know, they are actually driving this wave of infidelity. Their first big jump, women, the workplace. That's when they first started having affairs en masse. The internet is that second big jump, and they are starting to behave more and more like men.
And that is why your company does so well. I mean, it's unbelievable. But Siggy, then explain to me why it seems so much more shocking when we hear about a woman, particularly a woman in Hollywood, cheating on a man versus the opposite, because we're never really that surprised when it's the man.
Well, I think it's shocking in this case with Kristen is because Kristen's still in her honeymoon phases. She's young, she's 22 years old. He was ready to give her a ring. Now, this person that she cheated with, he's married. Now, there's a lot of times when you're married, there could be a disconnect in the marriage. You grow old of being with the same person. But here's my concern. Everybody knows ABC. Everybody knows the language. When there's a disconnect in a relationship, all somebody has to do, one of the people involved has to say, listen, I'm unhappy right now. I think that we should take a separation and go our separate ways. Why do you have to cheat on somebody?
That's an idealistic notion. Yeah. It's not that women cheat any less than men. It's that they're better at not getting caught. Sometimes they don't carry the same economic burden. They don't use their credit cards as often. They're not booking the hotel rooms. And they're just smarter and savvier about it. But women behave just like men all the time when given the opportunity. That's what you're seeing. So it's societal's beliefs that lead us to believe, oh, we're shocked. But we shouldn't be.
But it is, truthfully, it is more surprising when we hear about the women than when we hear about the men. I mean, I can't tell you the last time we heard about a guy cheating. Yeah, we're surprised, but are we shocked? Not usually. And the female cheaters in Hollywood certainly have been around long before there was the Kristen tryst. That brings us to number 4 tonight.
Tell me you love me, why did you leave me all alone? Now you tell me you need me, can you call me on the phone? Girl, I refuse, you must have me.
Yes, Cry Me a River. Long before Kristen and Rob, the young Hollywood cheating scandal that truly rocked us was Britney Spears stepping out on Justin Timberlake. Britney allegedly cheated with the backup dancer, leading to the end of Brit's 3-year relationship with JT. Justin cried himself a river after their split, and he produced the ultimate revenge video there. Noel, did Justin really have to dump Britney and sing that song and make that video about it just to save face? I kind of think he did in a way.
I think interestingly enough, men are much less forgiving of potential infidelity in a relationship as opposed to women. Women do tend to forgive their partners a lot more often than men do when physical intimacy ends up, bleeding over. But I think youthful indiscretion is part of the factors here. With a lot of these actresses and singers we're seeing, they're young. That's part of the decision-making that's coming into play.
It didn't surprise you, did it, when he made that video? I thought, oh, good for him.
I think good for him. Once again, inviting negative energy and karma into your life. It doesn't matter who cheated on who. Whoever is the one who cheated is going to have to end up dealing with the karma. And Britney Spears had 5 years of negative 5 years until she found her way
Hollywood.
back.
This is about power. You'll see Kristen Stewart will emerge now as the alpha in this whole thing. She had the affair. She did it behind his back. He was the more popular celebrity. She's going to turn to the more popular celebrity because of this behavior pattern.
She's going to be known to be the stupid celebrity, not the smart one. She lost a good man. We will see. Cheating doesn't matter. He cheated. She cheated.
You don't know if he's a good man. You're not behind closed doors.
I know for a fact he's a good man.
Well, listen, karma's a bee. We know that to be true no matter where it plays out in life. But let's move on right now because we must get to our number 3 spot. America's sweetheart becomes a heartbreaker. Meg Ryan's on-set affair with Russell Crowe. This happened back in 2000. They were starring together in Proof of Life. Meg was still married at the time to Dennis Quaid. Meg divorced in 2001 from Dennis. Later claimed that Quaid had been a longtime cheater. And back in 2008, Meg Ryan told InStyle magazine that her affair and divorce were, as she put it, incredibly liberating. She said, "I was utterly free. I didn't have to care about what people thought." Now, no, I think that women in Hollywood do feel like Meg did after she had that affair. It kind of becomes the first day of the rest of their lives, and a lot of them are unapologetic for it as a result.
Well, especially in that instance, if it was indeed a reciprocal affair, meaning that her partner strayed first, and this was something that had been a long time building, that becomes the reason enough for a lot of these women to pursue an affair.
Now, Siggy, the thing is, well, let's talk about that as it applies to Kristen Stewart. I don't think that Kristen Stewart, I get the impression she actually really thinks she screwed up, and I don't think she's saying this is the first day of the rest of my life. I think she has nothing but regret right now.
Listen, with Meg, what happened with Meg is that, and I agree with Noel on this one, with Kristen, why it's so shocking, it's not because she's a woman who cheated. It's because she's young and in love. She had no reasons to cheat on Robert. She had no reasons to do it. It was a stupid move on her part. She wasn't married to him for 10 years. He was getting ready to propose to her. For her to have an affair with a married man was stupid on her part. She made a mistake.
She's human. She's working in a really intense environment, a ton of pressure. That person that she's working with is charismatic, a leader, it's a superior. She fell into the trap that so many people do, which is end up having a workplace affair. It's very common. Don't fault her for that. She's just human.
She had issues with Robert's behavior with other women. She was a very, very jealous girlfriend. I'm sorry, but you are
that
wrong.
Reportedly. We don't know that for sure.
I do know that for sure.
Okay.
But let's say reportedly. But I'm just saying, in that case, let's say we don't know it. Call him up and say, you know what, honey? I'm kind of feeling unsure about the relationship.
Again, idealistic, Listen, that's all great, but we're just minutes away from number 1 tonight on this scandalous edition of the Showbiz Countdown, Women Who Cheat. I know that's got you thinking now. Who could it be? The Showbiz Countdown continues next. Showbiz Tonight's counting down the top 5 women whose cheating scandals shocked us. Let me run back where we are so far. Number 5, Kristen Stewart's steamy rendezvous, the cheating scandal that shocked the twilight out of all of us. Number 4, Britney Spears makes Justin Timberlake cry. Brit's cheating ways led to Justin's scathing revenge video for Cry Me a River. And Meg Ryan goes from America's sweetheart to heartbreaker after her on-set affair with Russell Crowe. Meg rounds out the list so far at number 3. It's getting good now. And that brings us to number 2 on the Showbiz Countdown, Women Who Cheat. Tori's tawdry affair. Remember this? Just months after her lavish wedding, Tori Spelling had an affair with Dean McDermott while they were filming a TV movie together. Dean left his wife and his children, including an infant daughter, for the woman he called his soulmate. Well, 4 kids and 1 reality show later, Tori and Dean are still together.
When we signed on to do a reality show, we're like, you know what, we're going to do this for real, warts and all, and, you know, what people see is what they're going to get.
Well, Tori and Dean have one of those rare reality TV marriages that seems to be working despite their sordid history. Back with me in New York, Noel Biederman, founder and CEO of AshleyMadison.com. That's the dating site for people who are looking specifically for extramarital affairs. Also with me, Siggy Flicker, who's a relationship expert and a matchmaker. So, Noel, I'm curious, did Tori's notoriety as a husband stealer kind of fade with time because her marriage with Dean seems to be so solid?
I think that's exactly right. It ended up matriculating into something that doesn't usually end up from an affair. It started somewhere, but ended up in something being true love. You know, as a fellow Canadian, I felt for Mary Jo Eustace in that situation in her family, but ultimately that's the nature of the beast, right? She fell in love, he fell in love, and now you have a new marriage as a result of it.
Yeah, it was ugly, but for some reason, people don't seem to really hold it against her.
No, because they actually made something work. They started out shaky, but they've had longevity and they're doing well together, and good for them.
All right. Well, I'm sure you're now wondering who could quite possibly top the Showbiz countdown of women who cheat. Well, that honor goes to none other than Leanne Rimes. That's right. Much like Kristen Stewart, it was a single picture that just blew Leanne's secret love with Eddie Cibrian sky high. Now, if you remember how it all started, they denied it, but then they both divorced their spouses, and now they are married to each other. And I have always felt that because they denied the affair at first, even though the paparazzi caught them in the act, I mean, it was a silly thing to do, but that's a big part of the reason that Leanne and Eddie's affair just ticked so many people off, Noel. Are you with me on that?
Yeah, it does. I understand that. But again, you're dealing with human nature. If you cut people, they bleed. And if, you know, a relationship's not going well, we're not living behind their closed doors, this is what tends to happen. People tend to stray, and sometimes they want to line something up before they have the courage to just leave. And so they dabble. They dip their toe into the infidelity pool, and this is what they come up with.
Ah, yes, but it's so much easier when you're not in the public eye, and you have fans and people who are going to be ticked off. And to this day, I still see the traffic online sometimes when their names come up, and people throw the worst kinds of names
They will
at them.
forever be synonymous with cheating. Yeah.
Because once you are a liar and you deny, you're setting up the precedent for your future. They're never going to be able to repair their status. Never. They're never. Once a liar, always a liar.
Well, given the evidence we presented you tonight, was there any other choice for #1 on this particular countdown, Noel?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, you know, that's a whole different game and a whole different era.
It just shows that this has been a long time coming. Generations have behaved this way. This isn't something new.
It isn't something new.
Well,
I agree.
I appreciate your unique insight, both of you. Thanks for being here, Siggy, Noel.
Thank you
a
so
lot.
much.